Guys, and welcome to Quality Shot. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you click that subscribe button and the notification bell to make sure you get alerted to all the new videos. And if you're one of the OGs, the originals, thank you very much. Please like this video and comment. You know what to do. Okay, we're going to go over the India versus England second ODI, and this was a high-scoring affair to say the least. England chased 3-3-7, ended up winning the match by 6 wickets, and I tell you what, they made it look easy in the end. Bairstow and Stokes just blowing away India. We're going to go into it in more depth. So let's start with India's innings first. And before we go into India's innings even, let's look at some of the changes. No Owen Morgan, the captain. So he dropped out, I think probably because of the webbing on his hand, wasn't fully fit. Same with Billings, who had that shoulder problem in the first ODI. So in came Dawid Malan and Liam Livingstone for England. Joss Buttler captaining England. And yeah, that was an interesting one. So it was just going to be a question of, okay, we've got Dawid Malan and Liam Livingstone. Is Ben Stokes going to move back down to 5, or is he going to stay at 3? Who knows? I'll let you know in a bit. In terms of for India, Shreyas Iyer was injured after also damaging his shoulder, which was really, really, it was just disappointing, I think, because it's really unfortunate when that happens to someone. So he'll be missing the rest of the series and some of the IPL, I think, as well. But so in came Rishabh Pant, who's been super exciting in the Test matches and T20s. He came in and he didn't disappoint, that's for sure. Right, let's go into the Indian innings then. So India again put into bat by England, and they opened up with the usual pair of Rohit Sharma and Shikhar Dhawan. Sam Curran and Reece Topley actually opened up, and they did a very good job early doors, actually getting Rohit Sharma and Shikhar Dhawan in a pretty quick fashion within the first 8 overs, which was really good to see from England. And also Reece Topley coming in, who's had some injuries. He's 6'6", left arm angle, getting some bounce. He doesn't bowl express, but has pretty good change ups as well, good cutters, and obviously gets that bit of extra bounce from his height and has that natural variation being a left-hander. So he bowled really well, I thought, and was for me was actually the pick of the bowlers throughout the whole match. Rohit Sharma got 25 or 25. He tried to bat a bit quickly, but didn't stay around just long enough for me. Shikhar Dhawan, 4 of 18, 4 of 17 even for him. He was really bogged down, and Topley got him with a beauty, swinging away from him, and he could only nick to slip. Rohit Sharma got out to a long hop really from Sam Curran, which he'll be really disappointed to get out to, just hitting it straight to 45, and he'll be thinking to himself, why? And sorry, it wasn't a long hop, it was a half volley on leg stump, which he flicked straight to 45, and he's thinking, I could have hit that into the stands. But then after that, it was all good really for India. I mean, Kohli got 66 off 79 balls. He did really good whilst he was in. He did get dropped, I think, on around 30. Rashid, again, just ripping one away from the right hand of Kohli, and Buttler just spilling what would have been a big wicket at the time. And also, it was a pretty easy chance. Kohli and KL Rahul just rebuilt from there. They put on a fantastic partnership of 121 in the space of 23 overs. So very good partnership from those two. Moeen Ali actually got through his overs pretty quickly, 10 overs for only 47. So he skipped through them very quickly. And he's done that in the past, was expensive for England in the first ODI, but in this one, he bowled a lot better. No wickets, but again, super miserly. Which is really good to see, and good to see him back in a bit of form with the ball. As I said, Kohli out for 66. Rashid eventually getting him and got him with an absolute beauty this time. Just a bit more back of a length, and in the end, it was a case of, you know what, nicked it behind, going off the back foot, and he just looks so uncertain about whether to come forward or back. And I'm going to say it, and you guys are going to be so annoyed about me saying it, because I say it all the time. I use it, but I'm going to go with it. Kohli seems to be Rashid's money, and there's no shame in that. Every batsman, even if you're a great batsman like Virat Kohli, will have someone who will get you out the way that Rashid seems to. I think it's more of a mental block. I think he's now got about 9 times in white ball cricket. I think the highest is actually Tim Southee with 10. So those two, look, if you want to get Virat Kohli out, I guess you go to those two, right? But he looked really good whilst he was in. 66 off 79, and a couple of fantastic shots as well, including a fantastic straight drive down the ground off Rashid for 6. Although Rashid, in the end, his figures look pretty okay, 10 for 65. Got a bit of tap, though, in the end by not just Kohli, but KL Rahul, who, for me, was a standout alongside Rishabh Pant for India. 108 of 114 balls. He looked magnificent. And I tell you what, one thing I would say is, I was saying before this ODI series, he's got to get in the side. It doesn't matter if he's had a bad T20 series, and it doesn't matter whether he's been in bad form in the T20 format. It's a different format. Yes, it's white ball. Doesn't matter. He averages 47, I think, in ODIs or more. He's got to be in there, and he's repaid their faith. Fantastic innings in the first ODI, and this time he went even bigger. 108 of 114, 7 fours, 2 sixes, and it really was a quality innings, including what I must say was a fantastic cover drive for 6 over extra cover. It was just ridiculous shot on the up, and I have to say this guy is supremely talented, and good to see him in good form, even though I'm not an Indian supporter. It's just good to see good cricket and good cricketing shots. And he's someone who, look, you want to see the best players on the show. And he's definitely, for me, should be in 11 if everyone's fit. And Rishabh Pant obviously coming in for Shreyas Iyer. I'll tell you what, man. He looked ridiculous. 77 off 40 balls, 3 fours, 7 sixes, a strike rate of 193. Just came in and whacked it to all parts of the stadium. It was just like, whoa. And India have done this, right, in the last ODI as well. And they've got this game plan to go slightly slow in the first 10 and then kind of start to pick it up. And then really in the last 10 overs, they go hell for leather. And I'll tell you what, Rishabh Pant gave them a little bit of that, but even a little bit earlier. And it helped them not just push beyond 300, but beyond the 330 mark. So that 77 from 40 was crucial to get them to the total that they got to. And alongside Hardik Pandya, who got 35 of 16, he looked really impressive. He should have gone earlier. Reece Topley coming round the wicket and dug one to the surface. It was actually an off cutter, I think. And Hardik Pandya goes to just uppercut it over third man, and it goes straight into Joss Butler. Joss Butler, instead of going with 2 hands, tries to go with 1 hand. I have no idea why. Do not ask me why. Drops another one behind the stumps. He was really, really poor. And just in general, he had a really poor game. Captain-wise, I thought he was okay. Not brilliant. He'll be disappointed, but overall, England will be happy. The W is all that matters, as everyone tells me. So Hardik Pandya came in and did a good job. And Krunal Pandya, 12 off 9 as well. Good little red inker and not out for him. So in the end, they racked up 336. And the pick of the bowlers, as I said, look, it has to be Reece Topley. 8 overs for only 50 runs, 2 wickets, 6.25 economy. Tom Curran, I'm not sure why they gave him 10 overs. He went for 83 runs and got a lot of tap towards the end. He did pick up 2 wickets, but that's really when they were trying to motor. So they made a few mistakes, did India. So for me, I think his position is in jeopardy. If I'm being honest, Tom Curran, interesting to see if someone like Saqib Mahmood comes in. Let's see. I would like to see him maybe get a rest. This is really the first ODI of this series. Is probably one of the only ODIs I haven't seen, only white ball games I haven't seen him go for more than 7 in ODI or around 8 to 9 in a T20. And I feel like he's just been very, very expensive. And I think he needs a break. He needs to go back, work with Surrey, maybe come back. But for me, he's not quite good enough at the moment, and his form is dwindling massively. Even though those 2 wickets he picked up, as I said, there's something about it that doesn't seem right. Stokes was really really expensive even. 5 overs for 42 runs. Rishabh Pant just tore him apart. Economy of 8.4. Pant, by the way, had 2 decisions overturned. He was given out twice, and both times reviewed it correctly, overturned, and obviously he made them pay. He made England pay. So 336 for 6 after the 50 over mark. And at this point, you're thinking, yeah, it is a flat deck, but India would have been thinking, well, we posted a smaller total in the first ODI and we managed to defend it. We're going to back ourselves here. We're going to do it. And out came Roy and Bairstow, and they didn't actually go as quickly as they did in the first ODI. But the thing is that both of them went bigger in the end. And I think that made a huge difference. So initially, I think Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Prasidh Krishna, they bowled okay. Bhuvneshwar Kumar especially bowled very well. Prasidh Krishna, then there was 1 over where he got hit quite badly for about 21 off the over. That then started what was a complete motor in the England innings. Jason Roy and Johnny Bairstow putting on 110 off 16 overs in the end, with Roy getting out 55 or 52. And this gung-ho approach It was calculated aggression this time, and I tell you what, they made India pay. And again, Jason Roy, it looked slightly better. I think it looked like he tightened his heading slightly for me. I think there's still a little bit of work there, but he did look slightly better. But for me, Johnny Bairstow was just incredible. He was just an absolute, just phenomenon in this match. Once again, does if you enjoy watching him or don't enjoy watching him, it doesn't matter because at the moment, the form he's in, he is just a phenomenal batsman, just results wise and runs wise, and he's doing the business, and that's all that matters at this point in time. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. That's all that matters. He put on an absolute masterclass. 124 of 174. Sorry, 124 of 112 balls, 11 fours, 7 sixes. This guy was unreal. Strike rate of 110 as well, and him alongside Ben Stokes, they put on an unbelievable partnership, 175 off only 17 overs. So they're going at 10 and over. There was a period, I think, between I think it's the 20th and the 30th over, they were going at 12.4 and over. They got 124. It's just no, sorry, 30th to 40th, I think it was. They was it 30th to 40th? No, it was 20th to 30th. They got 124 runs, unbelievable, like just ridiculous. They were going so quickly. And look, how can we not mention Ben Stokes? 99 of 52 balls. The guy was just unbelievable. He was just so good, seriously, just unreal. 99 of 52 balls, four fours, 10 sixes, 10 sixes. He just dispatched, by the way, he completely ripped apart Krunal Pandya, who was bowling into his arc, and he destroyed Kuldeep Yadav, who was bowling away from him. Didn't matter, destroyed him as well. He just, everyone that came into his path, he just destroyed. And what a way to get out. It was really unfortunate. It was a loose, kind of short delivery from Bhuvneshwar Kumar going down the leg side. He just fended it off straight to the keeper, tame way to get out. And I felt really bad for him because 99 off 52 balls. I'll tell you what, he should have got his 100. Unbelievable knock. Milan came in, and Milan came in, and you're just thinking, okay, they're going to get this easily because at that point, they only needed 50 runs from 14 overs. So Stokes and Bairstow really set up the chase massively. And before, when they had platforms, the platforms were kind of halfway through. This was pretty much, we're done and dusted. All you need to do is just keep it ticking along. And it looked like there might be a collapse because Bairstow got out very soon after. So they went 285 for 2 to 287 for 4 in the space of only an over. And that was thanks to Prasidh Krishna in an over. He got Bairstow in the first ball of the over. He hit it straight to short cover. And then he got Butler with a beauty of a Yorker. In my opinion, I think Butler could have done slightly better, but it's a really good ball. And in the end, Milan and Livingston seeing England home. 16 not out for Milan off 23 balls, 27 of 21 balls for Liam Livingston, 1 4 and 2 sixes. And they saw them home with 6.5 overs to go. Now, that is what you call a really, really good and comprehensive victory. I was expecting it to be another competitive match. Unfortunately, it wasn't. We've only had one, I think, competitive match throughout the whole tour, which has been very surprising, to say the least, considering the quality of these two teams. But England just made it look easy. And India, I think, may look at it and say, in the first 10 overs, maybe we need to go slightly quicker. Maybe not as gung-ho as England, but maybe we need to be looking to go about 5, 5.5, 6 and over and tweak it. Because at the moment, I think that going at fours, 4.5s, it's not enough. They've got the players they've got, Rohit Sharma, Shikhar, Virat Kohli, these guys can do it. Don't tell me they can't. They only need 5, 10 balls, and then they can start ticking it along. And no, going at 5.5, 6 and over just means a single every ball. It's doable. These guys can do it. The strength and depth that the Indian side have is doable. But in terms of wholesale changes, nothing really needed from my end. I just think it was a very, very good batting display from England. And I'm being honest, on a flat track, I would always back England. And I thought they would do it in the first ODI. They didn't. They collapsed through the middle order. But this time, Bairstow went big. So did Stokes. He came good at 3. Interesting that he batted at 3, not Milan or Livingston. I don't think Stokes is a mainstay at 3 long term. But he could be at 4, and maybe that's why they did it. And when Root comes back, I think he'll slot into 3 and Stokes at 4. But either way, good signs for England. And we go into the final ODI. It's 1-1 in the series. And I can't wait for the decider because I think it's going to be an absolute cracker. So I can't wait for that. And fingers crossed it's competitive. And we end this tour, England's tour of India, with a bang. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please do remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and like the video if you haven't already. It really does help. And yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Thank you very much.